Age, Ciryl Gane, 31, both fighters 6'4" tall. Ngannou coming in a little bit lighter from 263 to 257. Ciryl Gane, 247 pounds, 2-inch reach advantage in the red corner with Ngannou. Here now is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner John Carvelli, Executive Officer Andy Foster. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Ron McCarthy, Saul Diamato, and Derek Cleary. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This championship bout is brought to you by Jackass Forever. Grab your friends and see the new movie, only in theaters February 4th. For those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. For the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, an undefeated mixed martial artist holding a perfect professional record, 10 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 247 pounds, fighting out of Paris, France. Presenting the interim UFC Heavyweight Champion, Ciryl Gane. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 16 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 257 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Paris, France, and Monte, Cameroon, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Heavyweight Champion of the world, Francis the Predator.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're going to have a clean fight. Touch gloves and let's do it.
There are title fights, and then there are heavyweight title fights.
Oh boy.
It is crazy,
I'm very excited.
Ciryl Gane.
I love my job. I love my job. Man.
Ciryl Gane is favored to beat Francis Ngannou. Much could be made of those knee sleeves. You could be sure Ciryl Gane has noticed those on his opponent, Francis Ngannou. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Timex, official timekeeper of UFC. Timex watches have taken a licking and keep on ticking since 1854. Gane is in blue, Ngannou is in black.
Francis takes the center. Oh, wow. Right away shot by Ciryl. Getting close. I thought this would be very important for Gane. Get into the clinch, hang on Francis, make him carry you to try to blow up all that muscle.
That was a nice knee from the frame by Francis.
Ngannou certainly exercised some more patience in his championship win over Stipe Miocic last March.
Yeah, he's a different fighter since going to Extreme Couture. He really is. Much more patient, more effective.
We looked at these guys at the weigh-ins and they look the same size.
Now they don't.
Francis is much bigger tonight. Like, look at his legs, man, compared to Ciryl Gane. They look very similar size. Now they're just the same height. Ngannou hydrates overnight to just gargantuan size.
Well, do you think he cut weight to get down to 257?
Well, I bet he weighs 270 now. It looks like he weighs 270.
So he probably, to avoid missing the weight, just doesn't eat a little bit.
Doesn't eat a little bit, yeah. You know, he's not as
he definitely
full
looks
of
bigger
fluid,
now.
but he looks way bigger.
Looked like perhaps a connection over the top with an elbow by Gane.
Francis just can't load up. If he starts loading up too much, it'll fatigue him.
Now this is where Gane excels. This is where he excels.
Watch those fingers.
The
Fingers up.
distance.
Good body shot.
Oh,
Looked
body
like
shot.
maybe it was on the groin, but the action continues.
And Francis is staying on top of him.
Pretty good short power shots from Ngannou.
Good
Gane
movement.
circles.
Good movement by Gane, though. Avoided a lot of big stuff.
I'm very surprised Gane hasn't thrown any leg kicks yet. And Francis is wearing the knee sleeves. That's such a massive part of his game anyways.
Spinning kick to the body lands for Gane. Knee to the body gets through for Gane. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here, round one.
Francis literally just walks you down. But Cyryl's doing a good job of moving, and if you've seen him, he's only 10 fights in. But he's gone 5 rounds twice, and he's moved as effectively in round 5 as he has in round 1. So it'll be on Francis to do more what he just did. Throw kicks to try to slow Ciryl Gane down.
Remarkably, the last time the undisputed heavyweight title was on the line, it was at the Apex last March in that 25-foot octagon. A lot more real estate tonight.
That's a big difference. Big difference for Francis in terms of closing the distance. He's had a couple of big fights there.
Yep.
The Rosenstrike fight.
Francis potentially trying to take Gane now down, perhaps not.
And honestly, this is good for Ciryl. Because this is unfamiliar for Francis. This is not what he's used to doing.
Nice knee to the body there by Francis. And then Ciryl reverses it.
And that's why we always speak to the power of Francis. If you're standing and you're 4 minutes into a round, you're excited. Because he usually puts people off.
Look for the elbows off the break from Ciryl Gane. He's excellent at those. He might even try to spin with that right elbow if he can get that right arm free. Or excuse me, yeah. He might try to spin with the left elbow, rather.
Well, Francis is holding Cyryl's left wrist, keeping him in close. He was reaching across, trying to limit what Gane could do with his offhand. Francis seems to be breathing a bit heavy.
A lot of work here. A lot of work. Kick to the body.
Numbers fairly even in round one. Slight advantage on the significant strikes for Ciryl Gane.
Grab a seat, Bubba. Give me 3 big deep breaths, please. Good. One more. Good. All right, so we got an idea what they're looking to do, right? They're going to try to make us pummel. They're going to try to shoot some level changes on us. I need that cross. I need that double jab cross to the heart. Aim for his fucking tattoo. Put it right in his fucking chest. You understand me? No chasing him on the cage. Reset, drop your butt a ½ inch and throw your levels. What do you got, coach?
Francis, straight punches and uppercuts. Every time you punch, he's getting frantic and low. Uppercut will land. Don't look for power, just let it go. Straight punches and uppercuts if you get on the inside.
That's it. Keep touching. Keep touching. Hey, give me a little bounce. Give me a little bounce and we can stand up. Let's go. Little bounce. Little bounce, Bubba. Let's go.
Hand speed, not power.
Given his genetic bandwidth, right, every time he throws anything, there's energy expenditure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
one thing to take into consideration is if Francis has a knee injury, what kind of training was he able to do? Like, what is his condition suffer because he wasn't able to go hard?
Yeah. I thought the corner advice for Francis was actually perfect. Telling him to change the target. Because every time Francis goes to throw, Gane almost dips his head down to avoid the big power shots. So if he throws those shots at the tattoo, Gane will go down into one of those big shots that's coming his way.
Push kick to the lead leg of Gane from Francis.
Front leg side kick.
This is what you were talking about, Joe.
Yeah.
That side stance. Especially against a guy like Francis that isn't kicking very much.
Right. It's very awkward, and he'll throw a twisting front kick from this as well. He'll throw side kicks. He'll throw that round kick very lightly. Look, he's not even just touching you. And he's content to do that. He's fine with winning by points.
Yeah, because he doesn't fatigue.
Right.
And if it looks pretty, then Ciryl Gane feels good.
Yeah, he's not a guy that will go for the kill unless it's there. Like the Volkov fight, he just beat him by unanimous decision. It's like now we're settling into a much more Ciryl Gane style fight.
Yes.
He's staying on the outside. He's not being pressured like he was in that first round.
Well, I think energy conservation starts for Francis.
Yes.
Right? He has to slow it down a little bit, and that honestly speaks to his development as a fighter. Just understanding that he can't try to throw everything to end the fight.
He got close.
Yeah, he did. But the one thing we know about Francis, he can take a shot. He took a lot of big shots from Stipe Miocic over the course of their 2 fights.
Yep. Ngannou's never been finished. 20th pro fight tonight. Gane having his way at range, and Ngannou very flat-footed here, round 2.
Keep it here, Bubba. That's our real estate. Keep it here, Bubba.
Big whiff from Ngannou.
And that's one of the things when you have that power. You believe in it so much that you understand that if you can get one off, you can put somebody to sleep, but then it may limit you staying active enough to find that shot, especially against a guy like Ciryl, who is so smart in there. There it is. Almost one there for Ngannou.
Body kick starting to add up for Gane.
Look how casual he is.
Man.
Oh, wheel kick.
Spinning wheel kick connects for Gane.
When was the last time we saw a heavyweight ever do stuff? Oh, yeah.
Dos Santos,
No, Big Boy.
Yeah.
Huggy Bear
that's
New York.
right.
Barnett.
That's
We almost
right.
forgot about Barnett.
That's
Big Boy
right.
did that.
Oh my God, did he do it? I forgot about that for a second. That was amazing.
You can hear the crowd. They're a little restless because they want to see Francis's power on display. But right now, as he's done on so many occasions, Cyryl's kind of got him guessing. Now, this is good for Francis. He's got to throw more kicks. Because right now he's having a tough time finding Gane with his hands. Now, one thing Gane isn't doing that he normally throws, a lot more body kicks. I don't know if he feels the danger in kicking that roundhouse to the body because of what's coming back in his direction, but that's one of his best weapons.
You hear his corner telling him, keep touching him, keep touching him. They want Francis to just be active with his strikes. Big power in that.
Yep, just under that elbow of Ciryl Gane. Gane 12 of 19 unofficially to the body thus far. He's worked the lower half well.
He just keeps making him miss. He's making Francis miss. Oh, there it is. That's what Dewey Cooper asked for. He goes, when he comes in, throw the uppercut. He's dipping. He's panicking whenever you attack him.
Gane playing on the outside here late in round 2. All right, a little bit of a pedestrian start. Round 3 coming up.
And here's a beautiful front kick. A nice jab. Good exchange here. Right hand over the top. There pops him with the jab from the right side. And here's the wheel kick. I mean, just grazed the head, bounced off the shoulder on the way in.
C'est quand tu vas rentrer un gros high kick, un
Hit him in the legs.
sur le bras avant de passer. Il faut que tu me fasses déjà mal avec ça.
You have to hurt him with that.
Traîne, reprends un peu.
Drink some water.
Il faut que tu montes en température. Là, si tu montes en
You have to feel the temperature.
Tu laisses ici. Ok, monte encore. Si tu laisses qu'il travaille, il avance.
Move up. Go ahead.
Distribue à mort.
Own the glory with UFC Strike Video NFTs. The first drop tomorrow, January 23rd at 11 a.m. Pacific. Sign up today at UFCstrike.com. Round 3 in this UFC heavyweight title unification bout. Francis Ngannou in the black and gold. Ciryl Gane in the blue with gold trim.
We heard Ciryl Gane's corner asking them to kick his legs.
Francis is going to have to take some chances. He's got to take some chances on a thing that he has done so many times over the course of his career. Know that you can't take his and he can take yours. But he's got to take some chances here because right now at this fight, this is where Ciryl Gane lives. And he can do this all night long.
Oof. Ngannou did land an uppercut a moment ago, but whiffed badly on that left hand.
Part of the knockout story for Ciryl Gane was that they were supposed to be working light, and Francis went a little hard.
Right.
So he wanted to do this, like
knockout
point
story
sparring.
in training, you mean?
He said he knocked him out in training.
Yeah.
That's what Francis said.
Huge slam by Francis Ngannou. That's enormous. Into side control.
That was huge.
That got the crowd going. Minute into round 3.
Francis caught the leg and just exploded into Ciryl and body slammed it. I mean, there is no other way to explain what we just saw than Francis Ngannou body slamming a power slam like Big Van Vader on Ciryl Gane.
And this is a visual we haven't seen in the octagon. Ciryl Gane competing off of his back.
Right, with Francis on top, inside control. Let's see what kind of positioning skills he has here, whether or not he can hold this.
Well, Cyryl's starting to dig underhook on the right side.
Cyryl's also lifting up his knees and getting them into play.
But we've seen Ciryl submit people, right?
Yes.
We haven't seen Francis do much of this. Oh, he's got him flattened out.
He's in real trouble.
Francis is going to just start throwing here. Oh, my goodness.
Francis got the hook.
Oh, my goodness. Francis is doing jiu-jitsu.
And he's doing it well.
Yeah, he's doing really good. Oh, but now he's going to get himself reversed.
Nope, back up to his feet. Interesting.
4 wins by submission for Francis Ngannou coming in, including a Kimura, I believe, in the UFC back in the day.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice Kimura. He said he learned it in the locker room before he went out there. You remember? He's like, they taught me this in the back. Who does it? You just go out there and do it. Oh, where's the kick?
Seemed like maybe an awkward landing there for Ciryl Gane.
Look at that. Beautiful by Francis. Beautiful adjustment.
That was a wizard kick by Francis. That's a judo throw. Ciryl tried to duck under, but Francis was able to keep him back in front of him. But this is a grueling round. This round is grueling. It's taxing
for both men.
For both men.
But unfortunately for Francis, even though he had him in the side control, he didn't really get off any big shots from there. A little bit when he had his back.
Yeah.
He got a couple off. Oh! There's that spinning elbow we were talking about earlier. He does that off the break.
Under 90 seconds, round 3. Ngannou with some big misses tonight.
Yeah, he is. Well, that you kind of anticipated that, right? Because we've seen everybody fight Gane missed that big.
Didn't miss there.
But now Francis is tired. His hands are low. He's kind of loading up on his strikes.
It's been his hands are moving slower too.
Yeah,
they're from all the grappling.
It's all the grappling. He's just not used to really doing that in the fight. Last time we saw him have to grapple that much was the first Miocic fight.
Gane landing at a 61% clip on his significant strikes thus far.
Great
That's a heavy kick.
Yep, great kick there by the champion. Francis goes for another shot. Gets to a double. Oh, nice takedown there. Oh,
Kimura, bad.
he's on the wrong side though. He's got to get his hips out. Great job by Francis Ngannou. Got to a double leg and put him down.
Incredible. Right in front of us.
Couple big takedowns this round for Francis Ngannou now, keeping that weight on top of Ciryl Gane.
And that's something we never anticipated. Francis being the one securing takedowns.
That's a big round for Francis.
Yes, it is. Confidence building round for the champion. Right here you see Francis catch the leg, and then look at him, just power slam. I mean, you love that. You gotta love that. High impact. I mean, this is a finishing move. That's the 1, 2, 3. He goes wizard kick here, try to step across. Gane does a good job of staying in front of him. Then he tries to duck him. Francis just faces, and then show me the double leg.
He took him down.
Show me Big Francis' double leg,
so if you want to go back to that or set up your overhand, I need it off your level change. What do you got?
Mike Tyson head movement side to side. Keep using that jab, champion. Straight punches and uppercuts will be there.
Hey,
Let's get low.
Let's go have some fun, baby. Let's go, baby.
Look at this. Look at Ngannou. Throws the body shot and then level change to the double. Gets the hands locked. I mean, come on, man. We've never seen this part of Francis Ngannou's game.
All right, round 4 is here. It's brought to you by Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0, the official electric trimmer of UFC. Visit manscaped.com now. Dean Thomas, what do you have?
I tell you what, right now, the corner work from Ngannou has just been brilliant, and they're telling him all the right things to do. You know, move your head side to side, straight punches and uppercuts. But the reality is he has to be able to execute now. The longer this fight goes, he's getting tired. So it's a matter of execution because they're telling him exactly the right things to do.
Thank you, Dean.
I wonder if as we get into round 4 and 5, if the power threat isn't as severe. Because generally when you're fighting a guy like this, it's the first 7, 8 minutes where you're really concerned about them putting your lights out. And we're in minute 16 now. I wonder if Cyryl's going to take more chances.
And that might actually also be why Francis has resorted to grappling. Because he can still do that even though his hands aren't moving as fast.
Certainly a nice adjustment by Ngannou in round 3. Inside leg kick for Gane. Now sticks the jab.
There haven't been a lot of big moments for Gane.
That's true.
He's just been chipping away at Francis. He hasn't landed anything big, right? He landed a nice combination in round 2, and then he landed a spinning elbow.
Oh, that was a good turning side kick to the body. Spun away from it.
A lot of it's been this, though. Little touching outside kick.
But I gotta wonder how the judges are scoring.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how do you score that whenever he's just kind of slapping the leg with the kick?
It's not hurting him. Like that hurts, right?
Yeah, high kick around the neck for Gane.
But then that last one, he just touches him. I mean, does that count for anything?
Good body kick from Ngannou allows him to get hands clasped behind the back of Gane.
Francis got 2 underhooks here. He's got the bear hug. Stepping in front with the left leg. It's the right thing to do if he's going to try to take him forward. But Ciryl tries to face him. Now Francis can take him backwards. Yep.
Whoa, beautiful.
Another takedown for Francis Ngannou. That is 3.
That's got to be his record for takedowns, right, John?
That is.
I think 1 is his record. He's so strong. It's crazy to watch.
Ngannou has never won a fight by decision. 16 wins, all of them finishes.
And Ciryl Gane is doing his level best to hold on to the wrists of Francis.
Can't let that right hand go.
More takedowns in this fight for Ngannou than in his previous 13 UFC starts combined. 2 minutes to go in round 4. Tide's starting to turn a little bit.
And based on takedowns, I mean, we would have never imagined that Ciryl was fighting so well in round 1 and 2, and Francis changes the way the fight is being fought by taking him down multiple times.
And even in round 1, Ngannou thought about the takedown.
Yeah.
Cyryl's looking for that Kimura again. Doesn't have it. Francis is on top now, though. Almost in mount. Almost in mount. He's going to slide those hips up, secure the upper body. Oh, good job by Ciryl of engaging and getting back to half guard. But Francis is so strong.
But even this, right, Joe, this is for Gane unfamiliar.
Yes.
He's not used to this. As John said before this fight, he had never been taken down. So now he's been on his back for minutes and minutes. He's got to be so exhausted.
1 minute to go in round 4. Already north of 3 minutes of ground control time and counting for Ngannou.
See, the thing is, if Francis opens up to try to land strikes, it gives Ciryl the opportunity to get back up. Oh, nice knee to the chest. Good job.
Shades of Silva versus Sonnen back in the day.
And again, Ciryl Gane doing a really good job of wrist control. Francis is going around behind him. Amazing.
We talked a lot about the movement and cardio of Ciryl Gane. You want to attack it? This is how you do it.
Yes.
We just didn't know that Francis possessed an ability to fight this fight to give himself a chance going into round 5.
Not only that, we never thought we'd see him try it.
Crazy.
Perhaps down 2-0 at one point. Big rounds 3 and 4 for the champ.
Ok, je vais être clair avec toi, Cyril. On perd le combat. On perd le combat. On ne peut pas perdre le combat contre
Cyril, we cannot lose the fight.
C'est impossible.
It's impossible.
Okay. Donc,
Okay.
tout le monde l'écoute, tout le monde le casse, on va chercher.
Everybody listen.
On perd le combat. On peut
We are
pas
going
perdre
to
le
come
combat.
back. We cannot lose this fight.
C'est impossible.
It's impossible.
Sors les coups. Sors les coups.
Winner this round wins this fight. Come forward, head movement, straight punches.
Look at me.
Take his punk ass
I
down.
believe in you, motherfucker. Hey, we've been through so much shit together. This is you. You understand me? This is you, kid. Let's go. Pull it up.
5 minutes, champion.
Man, is that a tale of two corners right there? Not much in terms of appreciable advice from Ferrand López. Perhaps something got lost in translation.
Now he's just telling him, you can't lose this fight. But the reality is, if he gets taken down again, he will lose this fight. And this is 2-2 going into round 5, at least in my opinion.
And even back in the day in 2018 when Francis Ngannou first challenged Stipe Miocic for the title, a night on which he didn't recognize himself, still went the full 25. And looking like we might go the distance here tonight as well. Live odds, Ngannou near 3-1 favorite, that's telling.
A little lead elbow there by Gane.
Woo!
And it really isn't, the danger has really subsided. You can see it. You can see Francis's punches coming now. So if you're Ciryl Gane, you got to take chances if you hope to get this victory. Because if Francis gets close, he's going to just use his power and explosiveness to take him down.
Combination from Gane, backed Ngannou up.
But Ciryl definitely seems to be the faster of the two.
Oh, takedown for Gane. Let's see if Ngannou accepts being on his back. Yes, he is. That's a Hey, that is a tell.
Yes.
Because when he fought Miocic, he was far too willing to lay on his back. Oh, there he is. He's got the underhook. That's the difference in Francis Ngannou today opposed to the guy in 2018.
Trying to leverage a hip, but Gane able to get him back on his back, sort of here.
Who'd have ever imagined? It looked like he was about to try a triangle.
Yeah, it looked like he is.
It looks like he was about to try a triangle. Mick Maynard's over here laughing like,
leg attack.
But that makes no sense. That makes no sense for Ciryl Gane.
Well, he won by healing up before.
Yes.
So he probably thought he could get it.
But that's
a huge mistake.
That is a fight IQ issue there for Ciryl Gane.
Huge mistake.
Oh, he got it moving.
He's got it again, though.
Oh, he went again.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Francis is in real trouble. This is real bad.
Yeah, he is. Well, but now Gane needs to try to use this to sweep. It's still attacking the leg lock.
It's past the knee line, though.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
It's okay here.
Francis is fine here. But if you're Gane, you got to try to use this. You got to try to use this to get back on top.
Yeah, but Gane is adjusting. Oh, now Francis has got his back.
And Ciryl Gane's tired. Cyryl's exhausted.
No doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
He has had to grapple more in this fight than he ever has.
Mount. Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness. Francis is about to mount him and get to the arm triangle position. I mean, very impressive by the champion to recognize. I mean, honestly, it was Ciryl Gane trying the leg lock that started this. He was in full top control.
Yes.
Ngannou does need to land something, though, right? He does have top position, but he hasn't done anything damaging.
But there's a minute 35. If he can maintain this position
in most instances,
35,
right?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Herb's getting anxious.
Well, especially because he's in half guard, right? Francis looking for a guillotine, perhaps.
Gane is doing the right thing by building up into the half guard, but he's not creating enough of an angle. Half guard sweep ain't gonna get it done. Francis's base is too heavy.
Under a minute to decide the heavyweight championship. And wouldn't that be something if Francis Ngannou leaned on his wrestling and grappling to successfully defend his title?
It absolutely feels that way. It feels like that is what's going to be what keeps him his championship as we get into the end. Now, I may be putting too much value in the top control without not much being done. But, I mean, Francis spent the last 2.5 minutes on top.
Yes. I mean, he's going to try to use the handcuffs, put his hand behind his back. He's still maintaining top position. I mean, he really hasn't done much damage, but this is a long time for top control. Much more than Ciryl Gane has had.
Final 10 seconds. And it looks as though Ngannou will end the fight in a relatively dominant position. Incredible. What a rally from Ngannou after a tough start. He goes the full 25 with Ciryl Gane, and perhaps Ngannou will finally win a fight by decision. A seemingly dejected Ciryl Gane back to the blue corner. Will he see his O go tonight? Our fight replay is brought to you by Sweet Sweat. Meet your motivation.
Here's a front kick to the chest, partially deflected by Ciryl Gane. There's a jab behind it, and Francis with a kick to the body. There's a jab by Ciryl. And here's that wheel kick attempt. Kind of bounced off the shoulder on the way in and glanced off the head. And here's the big slam. When Ciryl goes to throw this kick, Francis catches that leg and just slams all 247 pounds of him to the mat. And here's Francis attempting and executing a double leg. Amazing. jab by Ciryl Gane. And there's that spinning back kick to the body, sort of glanced off the gut. And here's another takedown by Francis. Now, this is the takedown by Ciryl. I mean, what an amazing opportunity. He was in a great position, but went for a leg lock and got reversed.
I think also that speaks to having 10 fights in your professional career. You know, I don't know what the decision is going to be, but ultimately, if this goes to Francis Ngannou, they will look back on this as just a massive mistake by Ciryl Gane to try a leg lock from the top position in round 5 of a fight that seemed to be 2-2.
And it seems like a lot of the fan base was looking for this long-form visual evidence of Francis Ngannou's improvement, and that's not always going to happen given the power. But clearly you saw tonight all the work that they've been doing, a lot of questions answered for the UFC heavyweight champion, Francis Ngannou. Will he stay that way? One final time tonight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges scored the contest 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Francis the Predator